welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a get it or forget it on the new Kat Von D Metal Matte Palette. So I was so excited for this palette to release. I don't know what it is about this palette. Like, I hope it's as good as I think it's going to be, but I was really excited. It released back, I think last week or so on Sephora, and I thought that it would be great to review it for you guys. You know, I'm on board with all of the holiday kits, seeing if you guys should get it or forget it. So we're gonna swatch it and I'll give you guys some pros and cons on it so you can decide for yourself. But if you are new to my channel, then welcome to my channel. Make sure before you leave you do not forget to subscribe down below. That way you're notified for future videos from me. I do post twice a week. So I post on Sundays and Wednesdays, and I throw in a couple bonus videos here and there as well. And also, if you all like this series of Get It or Forget It, make sure to thumbs up this video so I know to keep buying and keep reviewing. So anyways, I'm really excited. I have not touched this palette and I've had it for a couple days now, so I'm ready to swatch it and you guys will see my first impressions. So let's get started. Okay, so can we talk about the packaging? Metal Matte. I love this. I actually saw the like blank version of this like a long time ago on Trend Mood. Like, it was this palette and it was just completely blank, and I was like, oh my gosh, whatever's in it, I have to have it, because I love the concept of it. And this palette does retail for $60. Really quick before we start, I just want to show you guys how big the palette is. And the reason why is because I feel like all the pictures online do not do it justice at all. When I got this in the mail, I was like, oh my gosh, I could not believe how big it is. Okay, let me show you guys compared to the Lorac Pro palette. I mean, that gives you guys a really good size comparison, but this thing is huge. So here is what the palette looks like. You have metal, and then you flip it around, and it does say matte, which is so awesome. I just love that. In the back, it does break down all the shades. So you open it up, you have a beautiful nice size mirror right here, and then you have like your metal or metallic shades on top, and then mattes on the bottom. All right, let's get started. Let me give you guys a close-up before I get this palette all nasty and dirty. So this is what the palette looks like right here. Lots of colorful shades. I like that the packaging isn't like as bulky as it was last year, because it was like really wide. First finger down, and they feel creamy. Oh my gosh, y'all, I don't think you're ready for this. Oh my gosh, look at that. Holy crap. Oh yeah, I'm digging this. Bam. Oh my gosh. Yes, give it to me, Kat Von D. Okay, so here are the first 4 shades. So here is Nebula, then you have Watt, Ignite, and Tinsel. And literally the tinsel shade looks like a piece of tinsel. These colors are freaking gorgeous. Oh my gosh. I mean, this isn't something you're going to wear to work. Probably not, but these are so pretty. Oh, yes. Okay, so here are the next swatches. And what I'm going to do, because there's 9 colors across the top, is I'm going to go ahead and swatch the last metal one. Holy crap, look at that. Look at that. Okay, so here are those swatched. Oh my gosh. And this color right here, it's called Glitz, but it didn't even look like it was going to be metallic in the palette, so that's Glitz. Then you have Twinkle, Volt, Synergy, and Flash. So there are those shades right there. Yes. Alright, now on to the mattes. I wonder how these are going to be. I'm hoping that they are good. Ooh, look at that. Oh my gosh. The moment of truth. So they swatched pretty decent. The blue, again, the blue just is not my cup of tea. So the white right here is called Linen. Then you have Jet, Velour, and Stone. So there are those up close and personal. Honestly, the black, you know, it looks kind of dry. I'm trying to feel it. I mean, it is kind of dry. Like, it's dry. Kind of feels like chalk. Just being honest. Okay, so here are the next 4 shades. That peach is kind of powdery. So here are the next 4 shades swatched. As you can see, they are kind of patchy. I mean, I can keep on rubbing. Like, let me get some more of the green. Like you can keep on rubbing and build it up. Like let me show you guys the second layer. Like that's what it would look like with the second layer. I didn't get a second layer on the peach shade. So the green over here is called moss, and then you have ribbon, silk, and then all the way to the end is fringe. Okay, here is the next 4 shades. Then the one called velvet's all the way at the end. I'm gonna go ahead and swatch it with this row. So that's what velvet looks like. Ooh, that one is pigmented. Okay, so here are these shades. So if we're starting over here, you have bone, you have suede, then the dark brown is called oak. Then the like yellow color that you cannot really see at all is called feather. And then over here is velvet, which is the purple. Dang. You know, this is one I was really excited about. Let's go into pros and cons. I feel like there's going to be a lot. Pros of the palette. It is humongous. I mean, like I said, this right here is the palette. This right here is the Lorac palette. I mean, look how big this palette is. It's massive. So you're getting, you know, a good amount of product in here. Another pro, these shimmers, they are to die for. Metals, whatever you want to call them. I love them. They are so beautiful. Like, honestly. I'm really digging the metal shades. The packaging, it's so creative. Like, this matte metal, I love it. I think it's really nice. I love how she put the mirror, which is the whole entire size of the palette, which is really great. I love the overall look of the palette. It's really eye-catching. I really do like that part of the palette. As far as the cons go, I'm gonna have to be honest, I do not like the mattes at all. I mean, I think that they are really dry. Like, my hands normally stay pretty oily, just being honest, like not trying to gross anybody out. But for my hands to feel like they are dried up and that I'm touching chalk, like, I hate to say that, but like, they just like, I don't like the feel of the mattes. They aren't buttery. They aren't creamy. They are dry and some of them go on patchy. Whenever I swatch a matte shade, I want it to blow me away. You know what I mean? Like, I want it to show up one and done. I don't want to have to keep going back in my palette. I don't want it to look like super dark and pigmented in the pan and then me put it on my eyes and it'll look like bland. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like the mattes are a no-go for me, and that sucks because this palette is $60 freaking dollars. That's a lot of money to spend if you're only going to use half the palette. You know what I mean? So that part I don't like. So let me give you my thoughts. Okay, so I'm a makeup junkie, right? So for me, like, I love collecting makeup palettes and I love seeing what's new in makeup. And I think that the metals, they are really good. And they're the size almost of like a Makeup Geek shadow. And Makeup Geek shadows for full shades are like 10 bucks. So for me, it almost makes it worth it for these top shades. But overall, like, if you're looking at spending $60 on a palette, that's pricey. But for me, as much as I love the metal colors, the palette, to me, if I was going to suggest this for someone, like if you're just really wanting to get a nice item for the holidays, for the holiday collections, you're wanting to get it as a gift, I would say forget this palette. And the reason being is because I just don't think that the mattes make it worth it. They're really dry. Like, I'm feeling my hands and like my hands feel dry from swatching the shades, which is really not normal. But yeah, I love the metals, the mattes. They're kind of patchy. They're a little bit dry. So for me, like, I wouldn't think getting this palette would be worth it just due to the fact that there's inconsistency between the shades. The metals are out of this world. The mattes, you know, you can pull mattes from another palette if that doesn't bother you. But I'm saying if you're just looking at this because you really like this palette, I'm just giving you an honest opinion that the mattes just, they aren't there. I want consistency. I want shades to really blow me away. And the palette is 50-50, but if you think about it, there are more matte shades in the palette. So, you know, the shades that aren't as great, you're getting a lot more of. And let's be honest, how many of us are going to wear those matte shades? I mean, truthfully, that yellow shade feather would probably make me look like I was sick. Just being real. Like, I'm probably not going to wear a moss green. So yeah, dang, that sucks because I really wanted this palette to be really good. But the overall thoughts, like this shade I was really excited for. That's probably the best shade out of the palette. But the mattes, you're probably not going to wear, so it's up to you. For me, I would say forget it if you're going to get this as a gift. I would get something that you're really going to get a bang for your buck on, that is going to be overall a really, really great palette. So yeah, sorry for all the rambling, but I would say forget it. I hate that. But if you really like the metals, then get the palette. Okay, so I love you guys. I really hope this review was helpful for you. Thumbs up if you want me to keep doing this series, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!